yesterday in different LGAs throughout the state, observing conditions. I think at this point, as the votes are being tallied and INEC is doing their work and bringing out the results and announcing LGA by LGA, the most important thing is we let INEC do its work. They are moving forward in a positive way. I think that this is going to be a very close election. I think we all see that. It's going to come down to a very small margin. And I think one of the things we need to do is let the process go forward, let the democratic process go forward with different parties and candidates, raising any concerns they have, but to do that through the legal process and for the result to be peaceful. I think my number one message on behalf of the U.S. Embassy is just we request and urge all supporters to be peaceful as this process moves forward. This is part of democracy, and we in the United States have had very close elections too, but urge people to be peaceful and to respect the result as it comes out in the time ahead.
After the Saturday voting exercise, then comes the counting and collation of ballots in the Osun State governorship election. Party agents, journalists all gathered through the night at the INEC headquarters in Osogbo for the result. That didn't happen until the early hours of Sunday morning, when the commission began announcement of the results from the 30 local government areas.
PANDEL 04.
In the course of the session, the figure declared for Ayedade local government area generated some concerns when a man alleged to be a staff of INEC arrested by party agents at Ayedade while attempting to get rid of some voting materials was brought to the INEC office.
My electoral officer, Mrs. Adenoye, she was called me, says allow, go and remove the results that Ayedade local St. Peter. So I wanted to ask her what happened. He cut it. So the first thing, I go and meet electoral officer, Mr. Oladunjoye. This is what my electoral officer said, that I should go and remove the result at St. Peter. So immediately I wanted to remove it like this. Two party agents, they came and said, who sent you? I said, I don't know anything. My electoral officer said I should go and remove this thing. From there, they arrested me.
More drama soon unfolded outside of the INEC office as some people protested the delay of the election results on one hand, while others believed to be PDP loyalists celebrated what they think is victory for the party. Calm soon returned and the proceedings continued with the returning officer announcing the final result. It's inconclusive, and a new date for a rerun of the election in 7 areas across 3 local government is fixed.
According to the election guidelines, where the margin of win between 2 leading candidates is not in excess of the total number of registered voters of the polling units where elections were cancelled, the candidate a party may not be returned. From the analysis of results that we have, the difference between the 2 leading parties is just 353. And the number of voters in units where elections were cancelled is 3,498. To that effect, unfortunately, as a returning officer, it's not possible to declare any party as the clear winner of this election. I hereby declare the election inconclusive.
It's a position of no victor, no vanquish in the race to the State House of the state of Osun. The gate is flung open for the people to decide on who they think will walk the talk and take them through the path of prosperity. Chris Elems, Channels Television News.
That's where we're keeping our focus on the looking ahead of the rerun of the Osun governorship elections. Of course, we have gone through the first part of it where the results were declared inconclusive. But joining us from our Abuja studios is His Excellency, Mr. Paul Arkwright, the British High Commissioner to Nigeria. I want to thank you so much indeed for coming on Sunrise Daily this morning. You have watched the elections, and some people argue that those conditions that will warrant the announcement of the PDP candidate as governor was met. In your view, what should have happened?
Well, first of all, I should say that we had a large number of observers there from the UK mission, from the High Commission, part of a large international group of observers from the EU, from the US, from other international missions based here in Abuja. The conclusion of those observers was that this was a free and fair election. Lots of credit to the people of Osun State, to INEC, who ensured that the election process moved smoothly. The security forces as well, who ensured that it was a peaceful election. So we are content, we are satisfied that the outcome as declared was the correct outcome, and that it was a fair reflection of the voting in Osun State. The question then of the reruns, I think your report has just explained it, and I went to see the chair of INEC here in Abuja yesterday, and that was, as he explained, it was about the difference between the overall outcome and the number of cancelled votes. And according to INEC regulations, as I understand them, that meant that because the overall outcome was